what me and Aaron have, it's very healthy, and it's very gentle, and it's very soft, and it's very kind, and it's very sweet, and it's very warm, and it's one of the best feelings that I've ever had.
All right, man, we knew it was gonna happen. We knew it was gonna happen. Yeah. I didn't hear the news. Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, they called it quits. I guess he couldn't bear.
Y'all, Hollywood just got hit with a scandal so intense, so jaw-dropping, it's shaking the industry to its core. Teyana Taylor, the queen of red carpet elegance, was smiling, waving, looking flawless under the flashing lights. But behind those cameras, a secret was tearing her apart from the inside. Sources are calling this the most shocking betrayal Hollywood has seen in years, and it all revolves around one name, Aaron Pierre. For years, Teyana and Aaron were Hollywood's perfect power couple. Chemistry, mutual respect, admiration, everything seemed untouchable. But insiders whisper that once the cameras turned off, the fairy tale cracked. Emotional distance, cold silences, and a secret double life began to surface. And then, the whispers turned into a wildfire when another name came up, Kelvin Harrison Jr. Industry insiders claim Aaron wasn't just close with Kelvin professionally, emotionally. He was crossing boundaries no one dared imagine. Red carpets, backstage events, award shows, every interaction was a hint, every glance a secret, every laugh a hidden code. And Teyana? She saw it. She felt it. But what pushed her over the edge wasn't a fight. It wasn't a scene. It was a message. One text on Aaron's phone, intimate, revealing, undeniable, that shattered everything she thought she knew. This wasn't just heartbreak. This was deception at the highest level. Hollywood froze when Teyana finally spoke, quietly, powerfully, devastatingly. She didn't scream. She didn't cry on camera. But her silence? That silence screamed louder than any headline ever could. Fans, insiders, and social media are exploding questions everyone is too scared to ask. Was Aaron really misunderstood, or was this his pattern all along? And Kelvin, just a friend, or part of a betrayal so deep, it will haunt Hollywood forever? This is not just a breakup. Y'all, this is emotional warfare, scandal, and secrets exposed like never before. And Teyana Taylor is walking away stronger than ever, leaving an industry reeling in disbelief.
This character means so much to me. It's a character that radiates, for me, identity and strength, charisma, and class. And I really want to do my best to serve this character and honor this character.
For this album, you made a short film that starred this man. Are there any cons to working with your partner?
Any cons? I think the only con is that I couldn't just take him down anywhere I wanted.
Buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Hollywood, love, and betrayal. The glitz, the glamour, the flashing lights on the red carpet, it's all a stage, a facade, and behind it, chaos brews like a storm no one sees coming. Teyana Taylor, smiling, poised, waving at cameras, walking in that world-famous grace, looked untouchable. But sources close to the story reveal something else entirely, a heartbreak so deep, a betrayal so raw, it has Hollywood whispering in shock and disbelief. This isn't the kind of scandal that gets buried under glossy magazine spreads. No, this is a full-blown emotional earthquake, and the epicenter? Aaron Pierre. They were the perfect couple in everyone's eyes. Chemistry so electric it lit up the cameras, hand-in-hand appearances that screamed unity, laughter that looked effortless. Yet, insiders claim perfection was only a mask. Behind closed doors, Aaron's behavior shifted. Moments of warmth turned cold, conversations became sharp, and the man who once seemed devoted began drifting emotionally somewhere else. Sources reveal late-night calls, secret contacts, and messages Teyana was never meant to see. At first, she questioned herself. Was it stress? Career pressures? The kind of strain anyone in Hollywood could face? But then patterns emerged, patterns that painted a far darker picture than anyone could imagine. The whispers started small. A friend noticing a lingering look, a body language slightly off, a fleeting smile shared in private. Then came the text messages. Not scandalous in words, but the tone intimate, vulnerable, exclusive. Teyana saw it, and in that instant, reality collided with betrayal. Aaron's attention, his affection, his emotional investment was no longer hers alone. Sources confirm one name appeared again and again in these secret communications, Kelvin Harrison Jr., and the industry noticed. Red carpet events, award ceremonies, private gatherings, subtle moments became undeniable signals of a closeness Aaron could not hide. Friends who spoke off the record say Teyana felt trapped in a reality she didn't sign up for. Every question she asked was met with defensiveness, every suspicion dismissed. But silence doesn't erase truth. And the truth, once it surfaced, broke her from the inside. Teyana didn't scream. She didn't confront publicly. She walked with purpose, every step measured, her quiet strength louder than any Hollywood headline. Social media erupted as screenshots and whispers began leaking. Fans were shocked. The patterns were unmistakable. Aaron's emotional intensity, his manipulations, his habitual shifting between affection and distance, it wasn't a one-time mistake. It was a repeated, calculated pattern that left hearts bruised and trust shattered. This is a story of heartbreak and deception wrapped in the glossy armor of celebrity life. Every gesture, every public appearance, every smile was a performance designed to hide the unraveling behind closed doors. Teyana realized the show had to end. Sources say she decided to reclaim her power quietly but decisively. No dramatic explosions, no public meltdowns, just a withdrawal from the toxicity that had crept into her life. Aaron, meanwhile, was left navigating whispers, leaks, and the ever-growing public scrutiny. People are asking the questions Hollywood avoids. Was Kelvin just a friend? Or was this the hidden betrayal so meticulously concealed that no one could see it until now? And so, the industry watches in silence, stunned by the collapse of a couple they once idolized. The scandal is not just about love lost, it's about manipulation, emotional games, and the raw human cost of a secret life exposed. Teyana Taylor's heartbreak has become a mirror, reflecting the dark underbelly of relationships built under the unforgiving gaze of Hollywood's spotlight. As she steps forward, stronger, more composed, and unshakable, the world watches, gasps, and wonders. What else remains hidden behind the smiles, the lights, and the so-called perfect love stories? Whispers turned into a storm as Aaron Pierre's secret bond with Kelvin Harrison Jr. began unraveling for everyone to see. Industry insiders, speaking under strict anonymity, claim the closeness wasn't just about friendship or mentorship. It was an emotional entanglement that crossed lines no one expected. Red carpets, award shows, private after-parties, every interaction was loaded, every glance and laugh carefully observed by those who knew how to read the subtle codes of Hollywood relationships. The kind of body language that screams intimacy without words, the kind of connection that leaves one person feeling replaced, unseen, unheard. Teyana Taylor, trapped in the midst of this unfolding drama, reportedly felt the world collapse around her. Sources reveal she spent months questioning herself, doubting what she saw, hoping she was imagining the signs, the subtle favoritism, the way Aaron seemed to light up in Kelvin's presence in ways he never had for her. Friends describe her as shattered but calculating, watching, documenting, silently observing the pattern she once dismissed as coincidence. The messages leaked to the public text after text, voicemail snippets, screenshots, painted a story too intimate, too revealing to ignore. It was the kind of betrayal that leaves a permanent mark, the kind that doesn't just break a heart but shatters trust entirely. Aaron's defense mechanism, insiders claim, was gaslighting. Each time Teyana confronted him, he twisted the narrative, made her doubt her instincts, framed his emotional distance as stress, career pressure, even self-sacrifice. But the truth was far more explosive, far more personal, and when it finally emerged, the public watched in disbelief. Kelvin's role, though not as widely discussed at first, became the focal point of the scandal. His presence wasn't casual, it was deliberate, charged with an intensity that insiders say Aaron encouraged, nurtured, and possibly manipulated. Award ceremonies, backstage gatherings, private dinners, what appeared to outsiders as networking was, according to sources, emotional rehearsal, a game of control and influence. Every subtle touch, every private joke, every lingered look fed into the narrative that Aaron's loyalty had shifted. Teyana, by all accounts, observed in silence, gathering evidence, mentally preparing for a confrontation she knew would be inevitable. Friends close to her say the breaking point came quietly, away from cameras, far from the red carpet's illusion of perfection. An intimate message from Aaron, discovered by Teyana late at night, revealed what insiders describe as emotional intimacy reserved for someone other than her. It wasn't explicit in content, but devastating in context. In that instant, she realized she was alone in a relationship built on performative love and hidden desires. The betrayal wasn't sudden. It had been building, layer by layer, manipulation by manipulation, until Teyana understood the extent of the deception. What happened next is reportedly the most shocking part of the story. Instead of public confrontation or dramatic outbursts, Teyana chose a path of silent strategy. She withdrew emotionally, not for weakness, but for survival. Every move she made afterward was calculated, a reclamation of power in a world designed to consume vulnerability. Aaron, meanwhile, faced the ripple effects of his choices as insiders began leaking details, whispers multiplied, and screenshots circulated across social media like wildfire. Hollywood, accustomed to secrets being buried, watched in stunned silence as one of its perfect couples unraveled in real time. Social media exploded with speculation. Fans dissected every award show photo, every interview, every red carpet interaction. What was once ignored became undeniable. The story wasn't just about Teyana's heartbreak, it was a broader expose of emotional manipulation, secrecy, and the dark dynamics lurking behind celebrity facades. Industry insiders note that Aaron's pattern of emotional intensity, sudden withdrawal, and selective affection had repeated before with others, but never had it been so publicly and thoroughly documented. Kelvin, whether knowingly or not, became the catalyst for the exposure, the symbol of a betrayal that shook Hollywood's elite. And as the drama continued to unfold, one thing became clear: Teyana Taylor was reclaiming her narrative, her dignity, her power. She stepped away quietly, but her silence roared louder than any statement could. Aaron was left to face whispers, leaks, and public judgment, unable to control the narrative he had once manipulated so carefully. Fans and insiders alike were left asking questions no one had answers to yet. Was Kelvin merely a friend or participant in a hidden emotional entanglement? Was Aaron truly misunderstood, or was this the pattern of a manipulative relationship architect revealed at last? Every revelation peeled back another layer of Hollywood's glittering but toxic facade, leaving heartbreak, shock, and viral-level drama in its wake. The story of betrayal, emotional games, and secret alliances continues to dominate conversations. And for Teyana Taylor, every step forward represents resilience, strength, and the undeniable truth that, even in the heart of Hollywood's illusion, reality has a way of exposing itself, sometimes in the most explosive, shocking ways imaginable. The fallout from Aaron Pierre and Kelvin Harrison Jr.'s shocking secret bond reached levels Hollywood rarely sees. Sources claim that after the leaks, private messages, and insider accounts went public, the industry was left in utter chaos. Teyana Taylor, who had quietly observed the unraveling of the relationship, reportedly found herself at the center of conversations across social media, award shows, and elite Hollywood circles. Friends close to her reveal that the heartbreak wasn't just emotional, it was strategic. Every choice she made afterwards seemed calculated, a silent reclaiming of power in a world where vulnerability is weaponized. Insiders allege that the leaks weren't random. Screenshots of late-night conversations, intimate exchanges, and subtle backstage interactions surfaced online, igniting debates about Aaron's emotional patterns and Kelvin's involvement. People were stunned. How could a public figure maintain a flawless image while hiding such personal betrayals? Teyana's silence, observers say, was louder than any statement. Every appearance she made post-scandal carried weight, a subtle assertion that while the betrayal hurt, it did not define her. Aaron, on the other hand, faced the consequences of his actions. Whispered accusations of manipulation, emotional games, and secrecy followed him from one event to another. Insiders note that his reputation shifted almost overnight. Where he was once celebrated for charm and emotional depth, he was now scrutinized for creating environments of control, fostering dependency, and emotionally triangulating the people around him. Each rumor, each leaked message, and each social media post reinforced a narrative of emotional complexity that bordered on cruelty. Hollywood's fascination with the story intensified when Kelvin Harrison Jr. became more than just a name in messages. Sources claim that his interactions with Aaron carried a depth that was undeniable: private laughter, lingering glances, and moments captured in whispers backstage that revealed emotional intimacy invisible to most outsiders. The patterns observers had long suspected were now undeniable. Fans dissected every public appearance, every interview, every social post. The internet exploded. Screenshots circulated, timelines were reanalyzed, and every detail of Aaron's behavior became evidence in a viral courtroom of public opinion. Teyana Taylor's response was a study in composure and resilience. She did not seek public revenge, nor did she attempt to control the narrative aggressively. Instead, she withdrew strategically, allowing the truth to surface organically. Every step she took sent a message: self-respect over spectacle, integrity over drama. Insiders say this quiet exit was far more powerful than any confrontation could have been. The heartbreak became a lesson, a viral-level story that transcended mere gossip and became a case study in emotional intelligence under extreme pressure. The scandal sparked debates across social media platforms. Questions emerged about the nature of emotional boundaries, the dangers of manipulation in relationships, and the hidden lives of celebrities behind the polished veneer. Fans were divided. Was Aaron misunderstood, or was this a calculated betrayal? Was Kelvin a victim, a participant, or an enabler? And most importantly, how does one reclaim power when everything once trusted has been weaponized against them? By the time Teyana Taylor returned to the public eye, the narrative had shifted entirely. She was no longer just a participant in a scandal. She had become a symbol of strength, clarity, and unshakable resilience. Her ability to walk away without spectacle contrasted sharply with the chaos surrounding Aaron and Kelvin. Observers report that the story has continued to reverberate through Hollywood, creating lessons in emotional accountability, celebrity scrutiny, and the viral power of private truths exposed. Ultimately, this isn't just a story about a love triangle, betrayal, or heartbreak. It's about the raw human emotions hidden behind the bright lights, the intense pressures of maintaining facades, and the viral consequences when those facades finally crumble. Teyana Taylor's journey from heartbreak to empowerment has become a narrative of emotional victory, while Aaron Pierre and Kelvin Harrison Jr. remain at the center of one of Hollywood's most talked about, emotionally charged, and viral scandals. Fans, insiders, and observers alike are left asking, how much of what we see in Hollywood is real, and how much is carefully constructed performance? The story continues to dominate discussions, reminding everyone that in the world of fame, power, and emotional entanglements, silence can be louder than any headline, and walking away can be the ultimate act of strength. Teyana Taylor's quiet strength now overshadows the chaos, leaving Hollywood and the world to reckon with the aftermath of one of the most shocking, emotionally intense scandals the industry has ever seen. Hollywood is still reeling, and the questions aren't going away. Teyana Taylor walked away, strong, composed, and unshakable, but the fallout of betrayal, manipulation, and secret bonds is far from over. Fans are dissecting every move, every glance, every post. Social media is on fire, threads blowing up faster than anyone can keep up. Screenshots are circulating, whispers are spreading, and Hollywood insiders are finally talking about what everyone's been too scared to say. This is not just gossip, this is an emotional explosion, a scandal that will be remembered for years. You've seen the heartbreak, the quiet strength, the power of walking away. Now it's your turn to witness the aftermath. Aaron Pierre and Kelvin Harrison Jr. are caught in the storm of their own making. Reputation, loyalty, and trust have been ripped apart, exposed for the world to analyze, judge, and debate. Every fan, every follower, every industry watcher is asking the same question. How could someone be so close to two worlds at once and leave devastation in their wake? The evidence is viral, the proof undeniable, and the story unstoppable. This isn't a fairy tale, and it isn't over. Teyana's journey, Aaron's downfall, and Kelvin's entanglement are all part of a narrative that Hollywood cannot ignore. Every leak, every private message, every backstage whisper adds fuel to the fire. The intensity, the betrayal, the heartbreak, it's all real, and it's all viral. So don't scroll past this. Share this. Talk about this. Make sure the world sees it. Witness the scandal, feel the tragedy, and follow the drama as it unfolds. Hollywood's darkest secrets are no longer hidden. And Teyana Taylor's power? It's undeniable, unstoppable, and unforgettable.